This is Russ. Yeah, time to talk e-bikes. Well, batteries that could affect e-bikes. Yeah, people have been asking me about this new technology about solid state batteries. Yeah, well, we don't have any solid state batteries yet for e-bikes, but you never know. It could be coming soon, but not that soon. All right, let's talk a little bit about it. Now at CES, there was a company called Donut Labs that was touting their new solid state battery, but I think they were saying that they didn't have any working versions at the show to show, and they wouldn't talk too much about, you know, what the technology actually entails. So the thing is that a lot of people got excited about this because they said if this is actually real and true, it could revolutionize the battery industry for e-bikes. Donut Labs were saying that their batteries can take about 100,000 charges. Think about that, 100,000 charges, okay? And it could charge up in about 5 minutes. So I could just imagine, you know, you're riding down the road and you can see that your battery's about ready to die. You just pull off somewhere and say, can I plug into your wall socket for a second? And okay, more than a second. 5 minutes later, you're totally charged up again. Think about that. That would mean you wouldn't have to bring a secondary battery, right? You just have to find some place that'll allow you to plug in for 5 minutes. That would be incredible. All right, so a lot of companies have been asking about it, and they've been jumping on board saying, okay, if this happens, you know, well, when is it available? When can we do this? It's not going to happen anytime soon. All right, from what they say, it could take a couple years even before stuff is ready to go. But the prospects of having something that can charge in 5 minutes time with 100,000 charge cycles and no battery fires, think about that. That could be humongous. And they also claim that it could be formed in different shapes too. It's not in one type of shape. They can shape it any way you want it. So it could fit in different types of devices. So we're talking a battery type that could actually fit for e-bikes, electric motorcycles, drones, you name it, all right? It could replace lithium-ion battery technology. Yeah. I'm all for that. I mean, if we can get a safer type of battery technology, if we can get one that charges quickly, so that, you know, you can be almost anywhere and just plug in and be on your way in 5 minutes, that would be incredible. 100,000 cycles? Come on. I mean, that would last forever, right? It would last you forever. So what is the cost? Well, nobody knows. When's it available? Well, nobody really knows. How does it work? Nobody really knows. So there's a lot of ifs on this technology, but the promise of it might happening, that's something that's worth talking about. Yeah. What other new things have been happening in the technologies? Well, I think to me, that's probably the number one thing. You know, range has always been an issue for people. People don't want to be riding around with dual batteries, right? An extra second battery. And lithium-ion batteries, as you know, like if you had a 20 amp hour battery, it's pretty heavy. I've taken 2 batteries with me when I've gone to my 60-something mile trips where I have to switch the battery out. Well, I wouldn't do that. If I had something like a solid-state battery, I'd just ride in one battery and just find a restaurant I can plug into. So something like that, you know, just go into a wall socket and plug in for a while. Yeah, I would do that. I don't know, you should probably ask if you can do that, because you are basically stealing their electricity if you do that. But I don't see that being something that's going to be that expensive for you to be able to just plug right in. I mean, people plug in their cell phones and whatever. Why couldn't you plug in your battery? So I'm looking forward to it if it actually happens. It could take a while. Yeah, there's no date that's been given as to when this is going to happen. I think they were talking maybe a couple years, something like that. So I wouldn't hold out. If you're looking at buying an e-bike, I wouldn't hold out just for this technology. It may or may not happen. We really just don't know. Now, I watched a YouTube video from another person who said that he was wondering whether this is actually a battery or a capacitor. Ooh. You know, when he said that, it just like, ooh, a quick thing flickered in my mind. I said, It could be a capacitor. Yeah, a capacitor is a storage device. It's an electrical storage type device. We have capacitors in a lot of things. You know, if you have a power supply, usually you have a transformer, a couple capacitors in there to store the energy. Is it a storage energy type of device? I don't know. Maybe. Nobody knows for sure, okay? It hasn't really been leaked out as to how they're attempting to have this thing happen. But the concept of a large capacitor holding the energy. But the thing is that, you know, how big is this thing going to have to be in order to have enough battery power for something like an e-bike? We don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I didn't see it firsthand. I don't know firsthand. All I know is the rumors that have been floating around that, you know, this might be the thing that's going to replace lithium ion. But we've heard other things too that said it might replace lithium ion. We haven't seen any of that, right? We heard about salt, right, as a potential source, but we don't have any of that right now for e-bikes. So really, it's down the road. So I wouldn't hold out buying an e-bike because you're waiting for the new battery technology. May or may not happen. You don't know. Yeah, get it when you can get it, right? Could be a couple years down the road. Who knows? It may never happen. We don't know. That's the way it is. That's basically all I have for you guys for today. I just wanted to talk about the solid state technology that may or may not come, and we don't know when and if. I hope it does. I really do. Anyways, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.